How we doing, YouTube? Steve here. It is the what is it? The third of November, 3rd of November, and Sunday afternoon. Just brought some wood in. Got all the horses. I see there's one of the horses back there behind me. You know they're not very hungry if they left. Well, they didn't leave any grain out there, but they left hay out there to come stand inside. It's a little breezy. So I'm doing this one from the shed. And the dog's agitating me. Oh, anyway. Oh, that's not a horse. That's a cat. There was a horse back there earlier. That's a cat up on the hay bales, I see. Anyway. Political hate. How do you deal with political hate? We had an interesting sermon today at church. Probably timely for all the hate that's in the world today, or in America anyway. I don't know about the world. Mostly sparked up by political things. And I was just curious how you guys deal with that. The sermon focused on, of course, the love, and we're supposed to love, and that brings us closer to God. And if we don't hate, if we hate, then that is not, that's farther away from where we want to be with God. Which I'm not disputing the premise of our sermon. I had some notes. I should have brought my notes with. I already got them in now. I always take notes. Not always. Usually take notes when I'm in church for reference later. Anyway, and I was attaching that to the political world. Being a Christian, I know I'm not supposed to hate. I know I'm not supposed to hate my enemy. But it is a challenge. And I know you shouldn't say that the half of the country that doesn't vote for you is your enemy. But I feel fairly confident in saying that most of them think that I'm their enemy. When one of our former presidents called us bitter clingers for clinging to our religion. God, country, and religion, we were bitter clingers. Our current president calls us trash. And then I seen another clip he had over the weekend, over last night when he was in Pennsylvania, and something about punching us in the face. It doesn't take too much of watching left-wing blogs and podcasts to get a real sense that they hate us. I don't know how you couldn't hate somebody if you call them fascists and Nazis. Pretty hard not to hate Nazis, I would think. And that's what they feel about us. And why do they hate us like that? Could it be a fight just as simple between good and evil? Possibly. Although I'm not arrogant enough to think that I know I'm on the good side and not the wrong side. That will be judged later, I'm sure. But do they hate us because we think that an unborn child is really a child and not a clump of cells? The one side of this argument says that a woman's going to lose her right to choose. That right, of course, to choose is to choose to kill the unborn. And if there's one thing that the left believes more than anything else, is that women, above anything else, are the arbiters of whether the unborn can live or die. I don't know how they're going to answer that when they get to heaven, but well, they'll cross that bridge when they get to it. As will I have to cross the bridge when God asked me what I did to protect his unborn. I suppose someone on the Christian side would say, well, you need to pray about it. I get frustrated sometimes with that response. I know I'm supposed to pray, but sometimes you're supposed to do things too, I think. It's not just about prayer. I mean, it is about prayer. He told David to pick up the stone and throw it. He told Noah to build the ark, not just pray about it. I don't want to get sidetracked. We're off on a tangent. I'm like a squirrel. Nut. But is that why they hate us? Because we want to protect the unborn? Do they hate us because we're not so sure about the war in Ukraine? That we're somehow Putin lovers? Because 500,000 people, troops on both sides, and civilians, more if you count the civilians, have died in that war. And have they been at the peace table one time? No. Russia wanted to go to the negotiating table shortly after they invaded, but the present administration and Boris Johnson in England quelched it. Nope, peace talks yet. 500,000 people died. There were over a million abortions last year in America. Just in America, over 1 million, which is more than there were before the Dobbs decision. They send abortion back to the states, which is where it always should have been, and abortions went up. So I don't know how women are losing their right to kill the unborn, but extras on the economy, that's one way or the other, These taxes be this high, should taxes be that high? Should we spend money on this program or on that program? Which corporate donor is going to get the grease? Do they hate us because Bobby Kennedy wants to make America healthy again? I don't know, maybe so. Maybe they're in cahoots with processed food producers. That's actually on both sides of the aisle. But I guess the real thing is how do you deal with that hate, and more importantly, the hate that is very easy to feel for them. I watch the news and I watch those podcasts, and I'll be honest, I really want to hate them. Really do. And I have to be on constant battle to not let myself go to that place. First of all, I think they deserve it. And second of all, I want to do it. But I know it's not the right thing to do. I'm just wondering how all you folks deal with that. Leave it in a comment. That battle. How they hate us and how you keep from hating them. It's a challenge for me, I'll be honest. It's a challenge that I fail often, but I try to recover from quickly, which I do not always do. But I try to. I work very hard at it, because I know it's not right. You're not supposed to hate people, especially people that probably deserve it the most. Those are the ones you're supposed to love the most. But it is a challenge. But anyway, that's all I got for today. I've been kind of struggling with that for the last week or two. And then it was interesting that we had that discussion in church today. And that was the subject. Prophetic, as they would say. But, well, we're at 9:30. So, God bless everybody. And we'll talk again soon. And I'm going to sit here in the shed and enjoy the beautiful day, afternoon. And if I think of something to yammer on about, maybe I'll record one for in the morning. But we will see. If not, I'll do one tomorrow night before the election. So God bless everybody, and we will talk again soon.